Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Hello, I'm Eric.
And I'm Kevin.
And this is 6 Degrees of Schwarzenegger, the podcast where we take a long, hard look at some of our favorite action movies from the era of Arnold.
Schwarzenegger is the icon of the genre, and we're taking a deep dive into some of these 80s and 90s cult action movies and breaking them all the way down.
And we're in 1992's Lethal Weapon 3, Episode 4.
We're right in the middle of like the heyday.
Yeah.
The peak. Lethal Weapon 3 was like the number 2 movie of the year.
Wow.
Imagine an action movie, like an R-rated action flick,
Yeah.
making money like that. And I feel like T2 probably was a similar hit the year before.
Mm-hmm.
It's also crazy to think that this movie came after T2, because T2 feels so much more modern than like anything else that came out for like another 5 years.
I agree. I mean, T2 feels somewhat ageless to me, though.
Yeah.
And I think when Jim Cameron was still making good movies, he was just very good.
Hater.
He was very good at making things that remain contemporary, that are sort of ageless. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can go back and watch The Abyss, and it's still as entertaining today as it was when it originally came out.
Cameron will pretty much, I mean, forever get a free pass from me,
Uh-huh.
because just anyone who made Terminator and Terminator 2 and Aliens and The Abyss gets a free pass from me for life. Like, and I love Titanic and I love True Lies.
Yeah. True Lies is one of my favorite of his movies, actually. Yeah.
I think they're all genius in their own way, and like from that point on, do what you want to do, King. Like, I'm gonna be loyal to you. I'll defend you as an artist, and yeah, I think he's earned the right to make as many movies about blue aliens as he feels like.
I agree. Make as many movies about blue aliens as if you want to, but just don't, as long as like no one is expecting me to go watch them.
Yeah.
Like we went and saw the second one.
Did we?
Yeah,
You and
because
I?
you had the free tickets, and
Okay.
like so I came with you, and I don't know if you remember, but I was laughing through most of the movie. It was just, I really did not care for that movie at all. And so when the third one came out, I'm like, I'm not going back for round 3. Like, you know, they say if you're hitting yourself with a hammer and it hurts, then stop doing it, you know?
I did think 3 was better than 2.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a lot better.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, they're all just keep retreading the same sort of
story.
ideas.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
yeah,
that's not what this podcast is about.
Not at all. We're here to talk some more about Lethal Weapon 3. What was your history with Lethal Weapon 3?
So I saw Lethal Weapon 2 first, as we've talked about. And
that was your first of the franchise?
That was the first of the franchise. And believe it or not, Lethal Weapon 3 was my second of the franchise.
Okay.
So I saw this before I saw Lethal Weapon 1.
Okay.
And interestingly, like, my memories of Leo Getz are actually more from this movie than Lethal Weapon 2 for some reason. And maybe it's the weird dyed hair. I don't know. But like I do remember liking 3 a lot more than I did now.
Okay.
Although it obviously felt more silly than 2 to me.
I think you're right.
Even as a kid watching it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But that appealed to me as a kid, though.
True.
Right.
And it might have appealed to like the general film-going audience, like the mainstream audience.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like the body count is a little bit lower. There's a lot more just like character banter.
The violence is less like not I don't want to say graphic, but less like disturbing, less I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. That's
well, I mean, in Lethal Weapon 2, like, you know, Mel Gibson's or, you know, Riggs's love interest is drowned and he like looking at her dead body underwater. I mean,
it's like less traumatic,
personal, and
like the violence is less traumatizing.
Yeah, exactly. But then when I saw 1, 3 was instantly my least favorite of the trilogy. Yeah. And I say least favorite, I like all three of these movies a great deal. Like they're great action movies.
Okay.
The character dynamics are phenomenal. The chemistry is phenomenal. Honestly, these movies are the reasons why I pursued the Mad Max trilogy. And then the Mad Max trilogy is the reason why I was like, oh my God, Mel Gibson, what a great actor. And why I like followed him until he turned out to be an insane, crazy person.
He just derailed himself.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, Braveheart, awesome.
Braveheart is awesome.
Do you remember Ransom?
Of course.
Ransom was fucking solid.
Awesome,
flick.
Dude.
Rene Russo was maybe his wife in that too.
Right. That's right. Yeah.
It was kind of weird, but he was such a
conspiracy theory
A-list leading man, and just like his own worst enemy.
Yep, absolutely.
That's tough, man.
We've talked about just how he probably doesn't even have a lot of memories of a lot of that time because he was so hopped up on alcohol and drugs and
booze, man. Yeah, my history with this, I mean, I watched the shit out of like 1 and 2.
Really? Okay.
And then this one was always, I don't think I saw it that much because it was just like an inferior product. I don't know if I had the recording. I mean, I would watch it if I had the chance, but I wasn't like, I don't think I had it on tape and was like watching it once a month. Yeah. Like I did like a lot of the others. Yeah. I was just like, I mean, I had a stash of videotapes. And I would go through them like just one after another, get to the end, reset back to the beginning. Yeah. It's like Kickboxer, Die Hard, Lionheart, Rambo 1 and 2, Rocky 4, Rocky 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Not 3.
Not 3.
They didn't have that one.
As we've talked about.
Yeah. Fucking Bloodsport.
Yeah.
All those random shits. And Lethal Weapon 3 wasn't in that heavy rotation. So, I mean, I saw it probably a dozen times. And then lost touch with it for 20 years. So revisiting it, I was like, I remembered it being inferior, and it obviously is, but it also has a few like really redeeming storylines.
Well, I mean, I loved Rene Russo's character,
and the chemistry can make up for a lot of like the shortcomings within the plot.
I agree. I mean, the plot isn't the begin all and end all of a movie. I mean, the classical MacGuffin is the ultimate proof that the plot is mostly there to support everything else that's happening around it, right?
Yeah.
And this movie, I think, relies on the fact that the plot is just justifying why Riggs is meeting Lorna, why Murtaugh's about to go through the thing that he's about to go through, and all of the other stuff that's happening. And Lethal Weapon always has been about the characters before the bad guys, although I maintain that the South African bad guys are still like some of my favorite bad guys.
They were more like formidable and menacing bad guys than the part 1 bad guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though I feel like the plot of part 1 was just stronger, a more tightly put together plot, and Riggs as like a real suicidal burnout was more interesting than Riggs as like a more healed and put together person. But
we've already gone over Lethal Weapon 1 and 2.
Check those.
You should definitely go back and check those out.
If you haven't heard them already.
We're here for Lethal Weapon 3. So Kevin, why don't you take us through where we're at this point?
Okay, I'm thinking of all the subplots. I'll piece
threads.
this thing together. So the A plot is that there's a former cop, an ex-cop, dirty guy. He has somehow been able to steal a bunch of like guns and ammunition from the police evidence lockup. And he's sort of been then selling it back onto the streets to fund this like real estate development thing that he's working on out in the desert. Then we have Riggs and Murtaugh. They're doing their thing. They sort of get in trouble for fucking up a defusing of a bomb, and they actually like blew up an entire building.
Yeah.
But so they busted down to patrolmen, and they instantly wind up in a car chase, like armored car chase heist thing with a sassy black driver woman who is in love with Murtaugh, and that's a couple of the guys who work for the main bad guy. So they are tangentially related. But the big storylines are that Murtaugh is in his last week before retirement.
Right, and we're at like 4 days now.
Yeah, and there's like a little bit of strain on the relationship between Riggs and Murtaugh, though they haven't really talked about it yet. But yeah, Murtaugh is like getting ready to hang it up and go into like retired life. So Leo gets former protected witness is now a real estate agent, and he's like working on selling Murtaugh's house, and the Murtaughs are going to move to who knows where. We've also got Murtaugh's daughter. She's an actress. She's had her scene already. She's come and gone from the plot. That's not important. All right. The son of Murtaugh, his buddy from school, his schoolmate, is like dropped out of school and become a gangbanger, and is sort of trying to get Nick to be involved in this. Nick seems like he's not interested. So Riggs and Murtaugh, they wind up in another unrelated but kind of related shootout in a porta potty depot. Murtaugh kills Nick's friend, doesn't know it's him until after it's done. But so Murtaugh is like rattled, shaken up. He's missing in action. He like started to go home, but then he couldn't face his family, and he's in the wind.
Yeah.
We got Riggs has met this internal affairs officer who's working the case about the dirty ex-cop, but she's kind of hot. They got the hots for each other. They spar with each other a lot. Then they end up hooking up after like a encounter with some bad guys, and then like checking out each other's scars.
That's right.
So they wind up fucking. I feel like there's even more subplots that I haven't mentioned, but
I think that's the important things. Yeah.
So what's just happened is, Murtaugh killed a kid that's really like traumatized him that he's done this thing. Riggs and Lorna, the internal affairs agent, have hooked up. That's just happened. And they know that the bad guy is this guy, Jack Travis, but they don't seem all that eager to like get their hands on him.
No.
They just seem like, let's go make some hamburgers.
Right.
Let's go back home and fuck.
Right. We're going to figure this out.
Like, we'll get to it.
Yeah, don't worry. The movie will make sure that we figure this out.
It's just not that important to us right now.
Right. There's so many other things going on.
The subplots are a little more important.
I mean, the subplots are the movie, frankly.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, so Lorna and Riggs do the dirty on her floor, presumably. And knowing Riggs, it's true. Probably like 3 or 4 times.
Oh, yeah.
And interestingly, I read that Mel Gibson specifically requested that they not shoot a sex scene.
Okay.
Because apparently he felt super awkward during the sex scene in Lethal Weapon 2.
Huh.
That he was like, I don't want to do another sex scene. And
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so they actually like...
Maybe because that woman in 2 was like 20 years old and he was 40 or something.
Yeah, exactly. And so... But anyway, so yeah, he apparently was like not too keen on doing another sex scene. And so he asked that they not do one, which is probably why we cut immediately to an indeterminate a number of hours later. And
yeah, I imagine they've been fucking for hours.
Yeah,
they just fucked for hours.
For hours. But there is a scene missing.
True. Yeah, there was a deleted scene. So... The scene he's mentioning that is happening now is like Riggs has arrived at the docks.
Yes.
Looking for
Murtaugh. He's going to his boat, which I laughed because it's finally moored on water instead of his driveway. But there was, a deleted scene where Riggs was at home watching Three Stooges with his dog Sam and the Rottweiler that he like rescued from the goon lair. And Rhiann, Murtaugh's daughter, shows up and says, Dad never came home. We're worried about him. And also the character of McGee, the contractor from part 2, was there like helping Riggs rebuild his trailer. Yeah.
Or whatever. It's kind of interesting because we never one time see Riggs' trailer in this whole movie.
No, and I think it might be the only one where we don't see where he lives.
Yeah. Because he's definitely living in that trailer. He's like turned it into like a double or triple wide in the fourth one.
It's changing. I mean, so.
But that scene would have come right after the hookup.
Yeah.
And before this scene that we're at right now.
And, as a scene, it doesn't really move the plot forward. So it's an easy scene to cut. But I do think that it would have made, because I found the tradition to be super jarring. Like, he just came from another one of his sexual escapades.
Well, he had a whole day of like getting into shit and just didn't seem concerned about the fact that Murtaugh's nowhere to be found.
Right, exactly. And so anyway, so now he's
maybe he just assumed he's taking a day off.
I mean, I feel like
he's sleeping it off
at
home and like he's been through a lot. Like, I mean, the truth of the matter is if you kill someone in line of duty, you're put on paid leave.
Yeah.
You're not just expected to be working the next day.
No one is expecting you to come back. But this is Riggs and Murtaugh though. They kill 20 people before lunch. So
Yeah, true.
so anyway, he finds Murtaugh though, and he's just shit faced. And and he just like he almost kills Riggs. Like
It's a miracle he didn't kill him.
yeah.
Because he's got like his gun out and pointed at Riggs's head when he comes popping around the corner.
Yeah.
And it's just like there's nothing to have stopped him from killing him.
Plot armor. That was the only thing.
Yeah, true.
So he gets really, really mad when Riggs tells him that Rianne came to his trailer and to tell him that, like, hey, you know,
right?
He
He's
hasn't
like,
come home.
He's like,
and
Rianne came to
worried.
your trailer?
Yeah.
And like wants to fight him over it.
Yeah. And I guess that single line of dialogue basically does everything that you need to know from that scene. Oh, this is why he's here.
It is like it would have been redundant to
Right.
have both in
Exactly.
if you're trying to speed the plot up.
Exactly. And this single line of dialogue covers that entire scene.
Yeah.
So I understand why it was like, you know, worthwhile being cut, but
It would have felt awkward to have that scene and that line of dialogue.
yeah, exactly. So Riggs goes, "Come on, you're drunk." And Murtaugh goes, "Well, that's something you should know plenty about." It's like, "Ooh, burn."
That's like a low blow.
Yeah, I know.
Plus, like another thing, like that's not the version of Riggs that's existing in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the earlier.
Yeah, Riggs has moved beyond that, right? I mean, but anyway, Riggs grabs Murtaugh's bottle of Jack and won't give it back. And then Murtaugh pulls his gun on Riggs again. But Riggs is like, "I know you're not going to shoot me," and tosses the bottle
He
overboard.
stuck his finger in
the barrel of the gun. That's right. Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, get your finger out of my gun, Riggs."
Yeah.
Yeah, he chucked the bottle.
He chucks
good
the bottle
for
overboard.
Good for Danny Glover just drinking Jack from the bottle.
I mean, God, braver man than me. I frankly can't drink Jack unless it's mixed with something.
no, regular old Black Label Jack. I can't do it.
It's just a mixer. It's not good for anything else, in my opinion. Gentleman Jack, okay, I can drink that. But basic Jack Daniels, I'm sorry. You only drink basic Jack Daniels if you want to make sure you have a hangover.
Well, that's like a college man's game.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Just drinking that shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy a handle of it for what, $30? I mean,
yeah,
it's not
easily.
expensive. And it's so much sugar, so much booze. I have never had a worse hangover than a Jack Daniels hangover. But that is a different podcast. So anyway, so after Riggs throws the bottle overboard, Murtaugh just slugs him right in the face and knocks him on his ass. And then Murtaugh says he's going to go get another bottle. But Riggs grabs his shoulder, and then Murtaugh takes another swing at him, but Riggs ducks the drunken attempt and then just immediately punches Murtaugh in the gut and knocks the wind out of him.
It was kind of like a reflex almost.
Yeah.
You felt like not like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to hit you."
Yeah. But this just eggs Murtaugh on, and he starts taunting Riggs to like hit him again and again and again.
I mean, Murtaugh's in a bad place.
Oh yeah, he is. And
Like, I feel like he feels like he deserves this abuse.
yeah, I mean Glover's pulling this off too. I mean, this whole scene is super believable.
This whole subplot about like him hurting over killing the kid, and then like the whole like black on black crime, like violence thing is to me that, and like just the will he or won't he retire, and what becomes of Riggs and Murtaugh is like the parts of the movie that save it for me. And Riggs, like the love storyline.
I agree. I agree. I think that if they had cut a couple of the subplots, and we talked about this before, and we'll get to it towards the end, but I find the cop killer bullets completely superfluous. Although there was a reason for them, it doesn't enhance the story. So if you had cut that entire plot out of the movie, and then like one or two of the other subplots, and then you re-emphasize this about like Murtaugh retiring, this last minute thing that happens and how it affects him on the eve of his retirement, and then frame that around a dirty cop selling these kind of weapons to these kids, that movie would have been maybe one of the best Lethal Weapons ever made, right?
Yeah.
But there's just because of how they were writing the script days before they were shooting it, and it was constant rewrites, and I think they got there, but it took them too long to figure out how to get there.
And I think they were like keeping scenes vague, and all that because they didn't really know what the ending was going to be yet.
Exactly. Exactly. So there is like glimmers of like this is amazing throughout the movie, but because of how it was produced, it kind of suffers from that.
Yet somehow it still was a pretty good movie.
It's still enjoyable.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
I mean, as far as the movies that, even I have done with you, this isn't even in the bottom half.
No, yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah. So Riggs reaffirms to Murtaugh, look, you didn't have a choice. You had to shoot that kid. And he's right.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have a choice.
Of all the killings that they've done, and they've done a lot. This is one of the cleanest.
Yeah, the most necessary self-defense
killings you've ever done. Yeah.
But Murtaugh goes yeah, you may have killed a lot of people, and he has, but you never killed a kid. I'm like, okay, that's tough. Although Riggs, though, he's a man's man. He's like, all right, I'm fucking tired of this self-pity, I'm the victim, woe is me nonsense. He's like, you're just being selfish. Riggs tells him look, you don't know how this is affecting me. And Murtaugh's like, what do you mean? He's like, you retiring means that you're retiring us. You're retiring our partnership. And he's like, look, you and your family, you're the only family that I've got. And I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do when you sell your house and move away.
Yeah.
Right?
We get Riggs, inner turmoil is coming out.
And then it all bubbles to the surface.
He's not lying either. The Murtaughs are his family, and that's his whole life.
His whole life. And this is something that they've spent 3 movies drilling into the audience that Riggs would not be here had he not found Murtaugh.
What am I going to do?
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. And then Murtaugh goes, I don't care. And Riggs goes, yes, you do. And then Murtaugh goes, I don't care. And then, yes, you do. And it's just sort of they keep escalating it. And then they charge at each other, and it ends in a big bro hug. And then Murtaugh goes 3 days until retirement, and now this. And I get that, right?
He knew something bad was going to happen.
It was just this premonition.
And presumably this is probably the worst thing that's ever happened to him in his career.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kill his kid, and now he's got this black mark on his conscience that he's going to carry the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I totally get it. This is the scene of the movie.
Yeah.
This is the focal point of what the important stuff in this movie is this scene, is the two of them on this boat.
Absolutely. Murtaugh, he starts to calm down now, and he starts, wiping the tears away. And he tells Riggs that, he's sorry. He didn't realize that this retirement was going to affect Riggs in any way. And he's like, look, it's not a big deal because my problems are small potatoes, right?
Yeah.
And Murtaugh tells Riggs is his problems are his problems. And I want to know what's going on, which is great. And Riggs confesses okay, well, then I need to tell you, I think I slept with someone I probably shouldn't have. Well, Murtaugh immediately makes an assumption because he knows that Rianne has had the hots for Riggs since the first movie. Immediately his mind jumps to Rianne and he goes, you son of a bitch! And he just clocks Riggs right in the face and he just goes right overboard.
I love Danny Glover's face. You can see the wheels turning.
Yeah.
He's like, no, that's got to be Rianne.
Yeah. So Riggs is recovering in the water. He's like, you son of a bitch, help me back up on the boat. And Murtaugh reaches down, but Riggs grabs him and yanks him overboard. And Riggs was like, why the hell did you hurt me? And Murtaugh's like, because you slept with Rianne. And he goes I didn't sleep with Rianne. I slept with Norna.
Yeah.
And at this point, the county sheriffs show up. And they're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? And they're shining a spotlight at the boat. And then they flash their badges. And I'm like, whoa, okay, this pulled me out of it for a moment. They both had their badges. Both of them had their badges so readily available to just whip out at a moment's notice. And furthermore, that these sheriff's officers on a boat 30 feet away can determine that what they're holding in their hands are badges and that they are in fact legit.
All right, this is legit.
Yeah. Anyway, they buy it and they're like, okay. And they ask what are you doing down there? And they go, we're in the middle of a case of scotch.
It was a good laugh.
It was a good laugh.
It was good writing. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that whole scene was funny. Just the badge thing was a little bit weird, but anyway, the next day, Murtaugh sees Nick and he's in the bathroom, and they give some fatherly shaving tips. He was telling Nick to not go against the grain. He was like, that's weird. You get closer if you go against the grain.
Yeah.
And I read somewhere, it's like, no, that's on purpose because when Danny Glover's character was learning to shave, you couldn't go against the grain. You had to. And so it's this mirror of Like this is a thing that they keep coming back to over and over in the movie is Danny Glover feeling old and out of
It
his
feels like
sorts.
he's like losing his family or losing his son or whatever.
Losing his son, losing his touch. He's like losing his life, right? And I was like, I don't know if that's true. That's a really
that's a reach,
really deep
maybe.
analysis, but like I liked it, and I'm gonna just say that it's
Let's
true.
do it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's genius level screenwriting.
Genius level. So Nick is obviously like just devastated over Daryl, and Murtaugh picks up on this and he goes, "I'm sorry, son. I hope you don't blame me." And Nick goes, "I don't blame you, Dad. I blame Daryl." I'm like, wow, that's a mature little kid right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
they wrapped that subplot up
Just
really quickly and,
two lines.
and neatly.
yeah,
Daryl,
problem
yeah,
solved.
Nick is safe.
Yeah.
Murtaugh isn't gonna lose him. And yeah, we're just wrapping up subplots here.
And this is, yeah, I know, because we're moving on. Like we're moving into Act 3. We got to start wrapping some of these plots up. But I mean, like, you know, what we were saying earlier, if they had dropped some of the other subplots and then blown this out, right? And maybe Nick isn't doing the cliche thing of him thinking about joining the gangbangers, right? But he's still upset that his dad killed his friend.
Of course.
We could have explored that conflict a little bit.
Yeah.
And that would have been, you know, an interesting thing
Well,
to
you
explore.
could do it in like 2026, in that just like police violence. It's more of an issue. Well, I mean, it's always been an issue,
So, yeah.
but it's more of an issue that America is like aware of, I guess,
Right, yeah,
now
yeah.
than it probably
It
was
was in 92.
35 years
Yeah,
ago
yeah.
or whatever.
But yeah, I mean, be that as it may, it's still like a valuable part of the movie because it shows just how strong the family relationship is between the Murtaughs.
I do like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because the Murtaugh family is like, we've talked about it on the previous series about the previous movies, like just what a great depiction of like a strong, like intact nuclear black family.
yeah, and it's great to see that that's still together and that the family still loves each other, and you know that Riggs has found a place within them. So even though the plot line, that whole subplot kind of comes to an end in 2 lines of dialogue. Like
It wrapped up so easily.
Yeah, the shared "I love yous" at the end of that moment, it makes it work. Frankly, I actually, when I was watching this and prepping, that scene, even though it kind of ends that subplot abruptly, it never felt unjustified. It never felt out of place.
The stuff with Murtaugh and the family, and like the concern about the black on black crime and all that, and like us losing our like a generation of black youth or whatever, that's, and the stuff about the partnership and what's going to happen. Those are the two redeeming storylines of this movie for me.
Absolutely, they're the linchpin basically. So we cut to a very sad scene. They're at Daryl's funeral and there's everybody there and everybody's crying and
great use of Boys to Men.
Yeah,
on the soundtrack.
I was thinking the same exact thing.
I feel like that was probably that might have been the first time I ever heard Boys to Men. But yeah,
it might have been for me too. I don't remember at this point though. But yeah, it was a great song to go over that scene. Riggs and Lorna are standing back. Murtaugh at the end, after all the piece has been said and the body's being laid to rest, he approaches the parents and he tries to offer condolences. And Daryl's mom slaps him, in the face. Which, yeah, man, I can. Trish and Nick both run over and they're by Murtaugh's side immediately.
Yeah, it's such a real feeling scene because it's like. What can she do other than be mad at the person who killed him?
Absolutely. I mean,
but even if she knows that it was his own fault.
Yeah. And her father, though, has this great. I mean, like these two actors, this is literally their only scene, and it's so impactful, and it does so much for Murtaugh.
Yeah.
He says, you want to help me? Find the man who put that gun in my son's hand. Right. And
it's a heartbreaking scene.
It's a heartbreaking scene.
The two actors who played the parents, I don't think the mom didn't say a word, did she?
No, not a single line of dialogue.
And the dad had the one line, and it just makes you think there had to be so many amazing black actors who never had parts written that they could be good in, because these two were amazing.
Yeah. So at this point, Murtaugh tells Trish and Nick to head home and tells Riggs and Lorna that it's time to get to work, and then asks Lorna, "Hey, do you still have the Uzi from before?" And she's like, "Yeah, I still got it." And he's like, "Well, I'm going to need it." Right. So that night, Murtaugh knocks, and now we're back into Lethal Weapon land, right?
Yes. It's time to start wrapping up. It's time to get the plot back on track.
And completely disregarding the law, completely disregarding any sort of rules of engagement. So that night, Murtaugh, he knocks on the door of one of Daryl's gangs, right?
Yeah.
As soon as the kid opens, Murtaugh grabs him, shoves him into a wall, and then shoves Daryl's gun up into his up under his chin, and demands to know where the gun came from. And he just starts yelling. It's like, you ever heard of the word genocide? You fools are killing yourselves. You're killing us. Right, going back into that sort of the anger, just of why would you do this to yourselves?
That's what I think of as like this. That's like the main, like, if there's a message, a big message in this movie, that's what it is.
Right, and like that's something that is something that is in all of the Lethal Weapon movies. Like, we've talked about this at length in 1 and 2, and I think it's totally valid here as well, right?
And like Danny Glover was a real like activist type of a guy, and like I think his rage is coming from a really real place.
Yeah, I believe
in these bits of the movie.
Absolutely. But Riggs and Lorna, they stand back and they just let Murtaugh do what he's going to do.
Lorna's not a great internal affairs officer.
No.
She's just watching brutality.
Yeah, watching police brutality and letting it happen. But honestly, we're kind of all on board with it right now.
Yeah.
So Murtaugh then cocks the gun and tells the guy that you better start talking or I'm going to kill you right now.
It's a twist because Murtaugh is the one who's gone crazy. It's like usually Riggs who's like the loose cannon, but this time it's Murtaugh who's gone nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and Riggs is standing off to the side being kind of cool, like measured or whatever.
Well, we cut to Tyrone as being randomly woken by Murtaugh, and so now the only thing that Tyrone does in this entire movie finally happens.
That dude sleeps soundly.
Yeah, I mean,
there were 3 cops in his room.
Yeah, exactly.
When he wakes up.
Anyway, so Murtaugh grabs Tyrone out of the bed and says he wants to know where this gun came from now, right?
Man, this has got to be one of the most pointless characters that we've ever had in this franchise or in this whole podcast.
Yeah.
There's like an extended scene where after this they had Tyrone like pinned down in the driveway and Lorna like was behind the wheel of this Rolls Royce and they were like threatening like they were going to run over his head or some shit. And she's playing it like she's like fucking like aroused by it.
Oh my God.
She's like, oh, now I'm getting excited. Like, and it was just a bizarre scene.
Maybe that's too far? That seems like a good cut to me.
They cut it out. I think it was a smart decision, but it makes this section of the movie so rushed.
Yeah.
The investigation portion is like lasted 30 seconds.
Well, it's a 30-second montage. Like, this is how trivial and unimportant the main plot of the movie is.
How quickly they could have solved this
I know.
crime. Yet here we are, like an hour and a half into the movie.
Yeah.
And like they're just getting around to this.
Yeah, exactly. So presumably Tyrone spills the beans, and now all of our dudes, they're at a car shop, and Murtaugh like grabs a mechanic and yanks him out from underneath the car. Rick says that they're looking for a friend of his named Travis, and the guy's like, I don't know who any of that is.
Except they already knew Travis was the bad guy.
I don't understand.
I guess they didn't know where they might find him.
Maybe they just didn't know where
lost him.
That's got to be what it is. They're not looking for. They know it's Travis, but they're looking where he is, and like they have they're cold on that, I guess. So they're not trying to identify the person; they're trying to identify his location.
We have to hang everything on that.
Yeah, I agree because we are in the third act of this movie, and we are finally just now.
I'm halfway through a bottle, and that's just got to be what it is.
Yeah.
It's too late to start over.
It is too late. Yeah. So Riggs antagonizes him and like does more of his Three Stooges stuff. Like, it's interesting how Three Stooges have become more and more and more part of Riggs's character since the first movie.
True.
Like, it was just implied in the first movie, and now it is a fundamental piece of his identity. So Riggs pulls the goon's wallet out of his pocket while Murtaugh pulls him to his feet. Riggs and Lorna are like throughout this. I mean, they are seconds away from ripping each other's clothes off and just like fucking right there, right?
Civil rights violations like really get their motors running.
Really get it moving, man. They are just on board with this.
It's wild that they're totally corrupting her.
Oh yeah.
And like we're supposed to think that that's a good thing.
Yeah,
They've turned her into a dirty cop.
We kind of do though. Like we're kind of on board with this.
Yeah, it's true.
So Murtaugh slapped cuffs on the guy, and then all of a sudden there's like just a ton of other goons at the other edge of the garage.
Oh yeah.
And now, like, getting back into this,
There's
like,
a new featured
there's
goon
a new
now.
featured goon. Like,
The bearded goon.
dude, Travis needs to get his goddamn hierarchy worked out. We've talked about this already.
It's confusing.
Flat hierarchies just don't work, right? Because then you get these little fiefdom of goons. Anyway, so Lorna says she's just going to go figure out if they know anything. And Murtaugh, like, oh, we should go with her for backup. Was like, no. Just watch. Like, he's already getting hard. Like, he's just already getting hard.
The main bearded goon, he was he played a bad South African in part 2.
Okay.
He also, I think he was the cop who like inexplicably crashed into the trailer.
Was he?
In part 2 in the car chase in the beginning. But this is definitely like his juiciest role. Is this one.
Yeah. He actually has 3 lines of dialogue in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty good lines too.
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
We'll get to them right now.
So Riggs finds some evidence in the guy's wallet and is like, "Oh, you're currently on parole, aren't you? Are you?" So then we cut back to Lorna, and she says, like, "I'm cops, and I want to know if any of you know Mr. Travis." Head goon says, "You got a warrant?" She goes, "No, but I can get one." And he goes, "Well, until you do, fuck off," which is, I mean, that's great. And she goes, like, "That's not a nice thing to say to a lady." And his response is, "Fuck you."
I love that delivery. He's like, "Fuck you."
Fuck you. And she goes, "I don't think so." And then immediately grabs the guy by the collar and just headbutts him hard as fuck. She then immediately just pounds on the second guy with a spin kick and just knocks him into the trunk of the car. Riggs is like over to Riggs and Murtaugh. He's like literally providing color commentary about what's happening.
Oh, spinning
Yeah.
back kick. Maybe you kind of buy that she could kick ass because she's like a big athletic woman.
Yeah, exactly. So the next guy grabbed Lorna by the throat. There's like a jack handle that she releases and drops a car tire on his foot.
That fucking guy looked just like Mario Andretti.
I guess I don't know who Mario Andretti looks like.
Car
honestly.
racing legend, but yeah, it looked just like this fucking guy.
That's crazy. Well, the new head goon realizes that he needs to just get the fuck out of there and disappears.
He just ran out of
He's
there.
like, you know what? Fuck these guys.
That's typical of Lethal Weapon bad guy fashion. Just take off.
Riggs calls out to her while she's kicking ass. "You okay, honey?" Wow, how quickly have we moved to the honey phase?
That's what Murtaugh was surprised. He's like, honey?
Yeah. Lorna goes, "I'm just great. How are you?" And he goes, Oh, this guy's on parole.
That was a great line reading.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, it was so good. This scene is fun.
This is a great scene. I love this scene. And it does so much to establish what a badass Lorna is and why she's like, you know, can handle
She's
Riggs.
kicking 5 dudes' asses.
Yeah. I mean, like, what's her face from Lethal Weapon 2? That was never going to go anywhere. Like, it was doomed to failure. I mean, I don't wish that the lady had
Riggs
died,
would have used her up and,
just used her
cast
up.
her aside.
Exactly. Just so fast. But he ain't going to get over on Lorna.
But she would have been wiser for it.
Yeah. She would have learned some lessons. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Anyway, Lorna continues to fight off 3 dudes. She like grabs one, flips him through a windshield, and then goes for the dick again. It's like, good on you, chick. Yeah, good on you.
Wild.
Like, take it out.
And Riggs was like, oh, she grabbed his cluster. His cluster.
This cluster. That's what I'm going to start calling it
That's
from now on,
wild.
frankly.
That's all of that.
Yeah. The whole
grabbed
thing.
his cluster.
The whole, the whole Franks and Beans, the whole thing. But however, the guys do start to overwhelm her a little bit, and Marcel's like, okay, I'm going to come in. And he steps in and he like just nails one over the head. Lorna turns, almost hits Murtaugh, but then she stops. At which point Riggs applauds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lorna makes what's some kind of a PMS joke.
Oh, yeah. It's like, this PMS is killer. It was like weird. Apparently, they say that was like Rene Russo came up with that line. And it's like, okay, then. Otherwise, it's sexist.
It seems a little weird. Yeah. So at this point, like, Riggs has got the car mechanic who is on the ground under control. And he's like, you need to tell us about Travis. And he goes, like I told you before, moron, I don't know no Jack Travis. And he's like, I didn't say his name was Jack. At which point, like, it's like, oh, the jig is up now.
That's the classic bad guy slip up.
That's right. Elsewhere in the city, Captain Murphy is exchanging some pleasantries with the IA chief. The IA chief goes his way. Murphy heads to his car. and there's just like some random dude like slumped over a police car, and Murphy walks up to him and is like, "Hey, dude, are you okay?" At which point, Travis whips around and he's got a gun and he shoves it into Murphy's gut. He takes him hostage, forces him into his car, and then glasses dude with the beard.
Lieutenant.
I don't know how he got over there so fast.
He must have rushed over straight from getting his ass kicked.
I guess so. But like clean suited guy, he's out of the picture at this point.
Yeah, he'll crop up again later.
Yeah, he'll crop up again later, but right now...
It was weird that these seemed like they were happening just right on top of each other.
Right, you would think it would be the suited goon who would be
checked his watch. He's like, oh, shit.
It's like, oh, fuck,
I was supposed to meet him at the police station parking lot.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah. So we cut back down to the squad room, and Murtaugh is just like super jazzed up about what's been going on.
This scene is oddly placed scene.
It is a weird scene given
this
what
is like
just
a
happened.
comic relief scene.
It is, and it's like not what we need right now.
We're in the third act. We're like in the end game now.
Right, we're trying to race to the finish now.
Yeah, this should have been in the first or second act.
And maybe it would have been if they had figured out Lorna sooner and like, and it's like, oh, this would be a good scene. Oh, it was just sort of like, we want to put this scene in the movie. We can't let it go.
Yeah.
This was the baby we couldn't kill.
Absolutely. But it's just odd.
It is odd.
It's just, it jacks with the tempo of the movie.
It really does. And it like slows the pacing down for a moment. But anyway, he's telling Riggs, like, maybe I need to start thinking about all this like martial arts stuff after all. After like seeing what Lorna did with the bad guys. And Riggs is like, you know what? Well, I'll offer to teach you a little something. Which is like, if I were Murtaugh, I'm like, obviously you're trying to pull one over on me right now. You're not going to teach me anything right here in the station.
I'm 2 days from retirement.
Yeah, I'm 2 days from retirement.
Weird.
Yeah. So Murtaugh's like, I don't think so. And then Riggs taunts him like, oh, I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And Murtaugh goes, old dog, my ass. I was like, well, okay. Well, he got your goat because he knows exactly what your triggers are. So Riggs tells him, I'll teach you how to do a back spin kick, which he then like demonstrates really quickly, right? Like effortlessly. And he starts like describing to Murtaugh like about like, whipping your head around and bringing your legs up and exactly like how to do it. And
Did you notice all throughout there was like a conspicuous poster in the background about like product testing on animals? Like, why are you putting shampoo in rabbits' eyeballs? And I'm like, you're really muddying the waters.
Donner
here.
apparently at the time was obsessed with like animal cruelty and PETA,
which is kind of nuts
stuff.
considering he's like an 80s action movie director.
Yeah.
And yet he's like so like progressive.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Like,
I love that though.
Yeah.
It's like an elder statesman white guy.
Yeah.
Like you would think he's like a big John Wayne and John Milius type.
Well, I mean, it never surprises me because a lot of these people, they are one thing, but then like represent their demons through the movies that they make.
Okay.
Right. So when I worked at Warner Brothers at the commissary, and there was a guy getting a salad in front of me, and he got like the most vegan salad a vegan could vegan, right? It was like beets and like, I mean, it was just like unbelievably vegan. I'm like, who is this guy? And he turns around into this fucking Eli Roth, the director of Hostel, some of the most graphic horror movies of all time, right? And I'm just like chuckling to myself because Eli Roth is getting a beet salad at the Warner Brothers commissary. And it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, I think movies are catharsis for a lot of these people.
Okay.
They can exercise their demons and then go about their day.
Get his violence and like gunplay out of his system. And
exactly.
Go back to being like the most liberal dude in the world.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so Riggs is finished teaching Murtaugh how to do this. And there's no way anybody, no matter how physically fit they are, could have done this spin kick based solely off of Riggs' explanation. But by God, he gives it the old college try. But before he almost starts, Riggs is like, no, I just take a couple steps backwards first.
Back up just a little further.
Just a little bit further.
We don't want you to hit. You're going to hit this post over here.
Yeah. Just be careful. So Murtaugh winds up, he whips his foot around, and then immediately knocks a water cooler off of like the big blue jugs onto the ground. Everybody laughs their asses off because they knew he was about to do this. The psychologist now shows up, and she suggests that maybe you're still struggling with anger issues from the shooting. And she's like, hey, do you want to talk? And Riggs tells says that Murtaugh's actually doing much better, and he walks her away, and
He was
Murtaugh's
like flirting with her too.
Yeah. So no sooner has this happened than Dolores from the armored car shows up looking for Murtaugh.
I'm so glad to see her again.
She goes like, "Hey, can you tell me where to find the good-looking Sergeant Murtaugh?"
She's amazing.
Yeah, I know. Murtaugh immediately hides under the desk and like tells Riggs to get rid of her. She spots Riggs, who she immediately recognizes, and she walks over carrying like this huge bouquet of flowers and chocolates.
Never have I ever had a woman give me flowers and chocolate.
Not in my entire life. Yeah. This is a keeper. She's a keeper.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, I think maybe
you know
Murtaugh,
she's like probably serving it up, man.
Yeah, she's ready to go whenever you want it. A lot of like comment back and forth and silliness, banter happens.
Well, it's so good. It's like, where's Murtaugh? He's like, as a matter of fact, he's cowering under this desk right now. She's like, oh, you're so funny.
Yeah. But when he gets back, anyway, so eventually he covers for Murtaugh and sends Dolores on her way.
Well, she's like, you tell that man. He's the jam in my jelly roll.
Oh my God, what a line. Like, what a line.
Okay.
Okay, so Murtaugh pops back up on his knees and says he calls me all of the time, which is like, wow, okay, that's a little stalkery. Riggs hands him the flowers and chocolates and says, well, look, you shouldn't have let her on. And Murtaugh tries to defend himself as the psychologist returns. And like she sees all of this, and
Murtaugh's on his knees with chocolate and flowers.
Oh yeah, looking up at like Riggs, and the psychologist goes, "Sergeant, we've got to talk." Riggs says that they got work to do, and he like grabs Murtaugh and pulls him away.
Like Murtaugh like waddles away on his knees to wrap up the scene with the. It's just so weird and campy.
It is. It's the campiest. Yeah.
But I feel like the franchise like has earned our goodwill, and we're just sort of like. Okay.
Well, I mean, we
sure he waddled off on his knees.
We almost expect a scene where Murtaugh is pranked at one point or another, right?
Yeah. It feels like this felt like an improv scene almost. Just the way it ended.
Yeah, that's true. With like just I don't know how to justify getting on my feet, so I guess I'm just going to
walk off screen on my knees. So odd, but hilarious.
Yeah. It was a good scene, but I agree it was out of place. It was too late in the movie for this to
for the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, elsewhere, Travis is he's forced the captain to drive to the police, like the IA warehouse where they're keeping all of these guns, right?
Yeah.
The security recognizes Murphy and then waves him through, and I'm like sitting there going, I'm sorry, hold up. You've got two other people in this car with you, and you don't even like pause to go, hey, who are these gentlemen? Like you just go, yeah, come on through.
Yeah.
It's absolutely preposterous.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah.
You can bring anyone you want back here.
Also, I feel like if you were coming to a highly secure location like this, they would make you sign exactly what time you came in.
Yeah.
And then make you sign exactly what time you left, right? Like there would be so much paperwork just to enter this location.
I just feel like it's a little weird that Murphy wouldn't just say, these guys are bad guys.
Right.
Maybe they shoot him. Maybe they don't. But, like, he's not going to just let them waltz on in here,
Yeah.
I feel like.
So back at the station, Lorna's briefing them. And, like, all the guys that they busted at the garage are all ex-cons. They were all originally arrested by Travis. And they're all on a work release program. Which is just like, okay, that's plenty of evidence.
Yeah. That's how he's assembled such a robust goon army.
And they're all listed as employees of Mesa Verde Construction. Just then, Leo shows up, and his arm is in his sling. And this is the most useless sling because, like, he's in it and out of it for the rest of the movie.
It's nuts.
So hilarious.
Yeah, like a run-in with the sergeant.
Yeah,
the desk
sergeant.
Who apparently the actress is, like, the same woman who was leading the Christmas Carol in the first one.
Oh, that's nice.
Is that presumably the same character?
I mean, she might as well be.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He talks about how experiencing the hospital is a nightmare. And then they shaved my dick and balls. Where they say that a gunshot wound requires a rectal exam. They're all laughing at him.
He's like, oh yeah, with a telescope big enough to see Venus. He's like, oh, it's too bad they only saw Uranus.
yeah, I was like,
gotta get a good Uranus
Yeah,
joke
you gotta
in.
get it in there. And then, of course, we got to have a callback to it. You know what they say? They fuck you at the hospital. First they drug you, and then they fuck you.
It is a good callback.
It's a good callback. Anyways, so they calm him down, and he asks if they had caught Travis yet, and they're all sort of like, we kind of forgot about him until the montage about 20 minutes ago.
Yes.
Lorna and Leo are introduced. Leo says that he owes Travis some payback, and he's like, look, I need help. Let me help, right?
During this whole bit, there was just a parade of political posters lining every square inch of the police station behind them. It's like, this is nuts.
There's no
This is
way.
not the way that a police station would look.
No.
But, that's Richard Donner's world.
Yeah, hey, why not? So Murtaugh tells Leo, like, stop. We have an assignment for you. Look into Mesa Verde construction. Find out whatever you can about it. This is important. And it actually is. Like, it's like a real job. Like, he didn't give him some blow-off job.
And he, I guess, maybe has more means than most to, like, look into real estate
this kind of shit. Yeah, exactly. So Leo's happy about this, and he takes off. And Lorna's like, who the fuck is that guy? And Riggs goes, it's a long story.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, understatement and a half.
Well, he was a money launderer for the South Africans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back at the evidence lockup, a cop trots up with the keys to unlock the secure area. Travis just like in cold blood, like just shoots him on the ground and grabs the keys and hands them to Murphy. Murphy loses his shit, but Travis then cuffs him and like forces him to sit down. And this is the point at which, like there's so many other times.
Probably Murphy would have just been like, help. I'm not helping you anymore.
Right, exactly.
Kill me if you want to kill me.
Yeah, but I'm not taking you any further, right? So Travis and his top goon, for the moment, they unlock the padlock and they head into the secure area. So we cut back to the station again, and she says, I could probably get info on Mesa Verde faster than Leo, but they say, you'd be surprised at how fast Leo can get this type of information.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're right? So then we cut once more back. It's a lot of back and forth here because like the two scenes are kind of interconnected in a little bit. At the evidence lockup, Travis is loading his gun with the cop killer bullets, and the other goons have showed up somehow.
Yeah, where does fuckers come from?
I don't know where the fuck they came from.
He's got like some muscle there to load the shit up.
We do find this. So this is another. We'll get to it in a second. We'll talk about this in a second. Anyway, they're loading the pallets up with bullets and guns and everything. Murphy's like yelling at Travis, like telling him about like how he's betrayed his oath as a policeman and all of this stuff. And he's like, look, there's nothing to do for a retired cop. And I'm like, oh, okay.
That's
all right.
a very odd. That's
yeah.
an odd character motivation.
Drunk at
I'm
noon,
bored.
bullet in the brain by dinner. Like, ooh, okay. So you're a villain because you were bored.
That's a weird motivation.
Yeah.
But
Also,
he's not even retired.
he just
quit.
disappeared one day.
He just quit in the middle of a stakeout.
I
or
know.
whatever.
If they had actually said that he had retired,
This
that
was-
would have been one thing. Like, they could have done so much with this. Like, they finally got tired of it and they forced him to retire early with only a part of his pension.
Yeah, he could have been forced out because of all the brutality.
Exactly. And then so like the reason he's robbing them is to get revenge on the loss of his pension, right? Like there's so many things they could have done with this, but because they were writing it like day by day, they weren't able to go back and like,
Right.
take care of it. Anyway, so we cut back around to the station and Lorna's like, futzing around on her computer. And this is where like it's a little bit weird to me. So she tries to log in and she says, and it says unauthorized access.
Uh-huh.
And she goes, someone's already accessed this. And I'm like, wait, what? Just because you can't log in doesn't mean that someone else has already like the whole justification for how she figures out that someone is at the warehouse is preposterous.
That's what I was like, is that even a thing a computer can do? Would it tell you if someone else had tried to log in?
Yeah.
Or someone else had logged in or whatever? It was bizarre.
It was just, anyway.
But in 1992, no one knew about computers.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, computers can do whatever you filmmakers tell us they can do.
Yeah, exactly. So regardless, her inability to log into this system reveals that, oh my God, there's nefarious things going on at the lockup. They get the gang together, and on the way, the rookie cop shows up out of nowhere and says, I want to come along with you. And we're like, okay, finally, the Chekhov's death that we were promised in the beginning of the movie is finally going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
They try to discourage him, but he's insistent. They're like, okay, you can come along, but keep your head down.
They drop in that detail that is his birthday.
Oh, that's right.
I'm 22 today.
I'm 22 today.
In case we weren't already sure he's about to die.
Oh, my God. Just the stupidest character.
And Riggs is like, okay, well, do you have some protection? He's like, right here in my wallet.
He's like, no, yeah.
It's like, oh, but this guy's dead as sick. This guy's dead as disco, man.
Literally least favorite thing about this movie is this character.
They telegraphed this.
Yeah, from almost the 5th minute into this movie.
He should have just had like a bullseye on the front of his like.
His name should have been Detective Dead Bullseye. Like that was his actual name. Anyway,
oh well.
I think we've done enough for the evening.
We've done enough.
We'll have to circle back to Rookie Cop's death later.
Absolutely. I mean, I love it, but yeah, it's like this one's so heavy-handed.
Oh my God, it's just so heavy-handed. But anyway, that is part 4 of Lethal Weapon. We'll be back next week with the ultimate episode.
Yeah, the exciting conclusion.
That's right.
Eric and I are going to take you the rest of the way.
The plot has materialized,
and it's all action from here on out.
It's all action. There's nothing left but action to go. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Peep us on the social media.
60OS podcast.
Eric's going to be dropping like exciting content potentially.
Mostly it's weird trivia facts and movie posters.
Mostly weird trivia facts, but you get the gist. And until then,
we'll be back.